It's your girl Rock Fame, and this is Mystify Encounters. Happy New Year! This is the first show of the year. Happy 2022. I hope everybody is doing good, prospering, staying clear of COVID, washing your hands. You know what I mean? I'm glad you're back with us. Once again, this is Rock Fame, and we got our first guest of the season, y'all. Please tell everybody who you are and what you do. You can go down the line, or what's good? Who's gonna start?
I'll go ahead and start. I am Don Brass, one half of the Beat Hoarders.
And I am Mr. Matthews, the other half of the Beat Hoarders, representing the CoOp.
This is King Napper, one of the CoOp generals, you know what I'm saying? Here with the Beat Hoarders. They about to drop their shit, so we up in here. It's real good. Feeling real good.
Who wants to give me a good rundown of who CoOp is and what y'all do?
Me?
I'm going to let you take that.
Sure. The corporation is a family of MCs. Started in about 94. We're not necessarily a group. We all come from different groups.
Mm-hmm.
We've been doing it for a very legendary long period of time. And we specify in what we call being a Highlander.
Explain that.
MCing, slicing,
Got you.
basically.
Got
That's
you.
the best way to put it.
Got you.
We're here for lyrical acrobats.
Got you.
That's the best way to put it.
So tell me what you were doing before CoOp formed.
Oh, God. Before the co-op formed, I was in the 9th grade. So, yeah, I was in high school.
Got you.
That's being a 9th grader.
So
That's the best way to put it.
all the original members are still the original members, or have you added people?
We've
since
added,
then?
but we still have the original members.
Gotcha.
Yeah. All of them.
Got you. So what type of venues y'all have played or have done? Like, is there a chance for us to ever see you like live?
Oh, yes. We actually done clubs, had shows as well as they did opening up for large names.
Nice. So if you could describe your style, I know a lot of artists, I get this all the time, I ain't like nobody, but everybody has like a genre. What would you consider your style of music and rap?
I would call it just the essence of pure hip hop. You know what I mean? There's still that boom bap, that 1-2, 1-2. Even though time and music has evolved over time, you know what I'm saying? There's still the core essence of hip hop that's always present and ain't going nowhere. And so that's the lane we in, you know what I mean?
Well, I'm not from here. I know y'all guys are from Charleston. Y'all all from Charleston? Or just from
We've
South
all
Carolina?
came from different places, but we've been in Charleston now for a long time. So Charleston's home now, that's for sure.
Okay, where you
Charleston's home
originally
now.
from?
I'm originally from Philly.
And I'm from Connecticut.
I'm originally from Florida.
All right. Well, what I was gonna say is me watching you on the Other Side podcast a few weeks ago or so.
Yeah, something like that.
Shouts to Colors and Miss Ali Shamon.
Yeah.
And Jay Brown, Studio
Yeah.
G.
I'm from the Bronx, so that's why I asked where you guys was from and like where the type of music, excuse me.
What types of music
what
like we
type of
came
music,
up
like
on?
what genre you came up on,
Inspiration.
because
Right.
it's like you remind me of the Bronx, you remind me of Valentine Avenue. Like I got a bunch of like nostalgic feelings when I was listening to your music.
And that's a compliment, because that's
Thank you.
the birthplace.
Yes.
Yeah, that's why
So
I
it
asked.
reminds you of the Mecca. That feels good to me.
that we're doing that
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, those are the type of artists coming up when we was younger that we was listening to. You know what I'm saying? Coming up on Eric B and Rakim. Hell, even Dougie Fresh. You know what I'm saying? That was my
Right.
first tape. Dougie Fresh and the Get Fresh show. You know what I mean? So all of that, that's an honor to hear you say that we reminded you
Thank you.
of those type of MCs or that feel. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But-
and I kind of felt like, if y'all were doing this from then, like, y'all kind of always been ahead of your time, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That style is really hard to uphold. Like, most people can't do that and have good wordplay and tell stories and things like that. A lot of people don't tell stories in their music no more. Like, it's all about, you know, I mean, ain't nothing wrong with stunting. Like, you got it, I love your cars.
And I'm a stunt too.
Well, yeah, of course, that's the thing. But
That
to be
should
able
just be
to
a
back
part
your
of it.
stunting up with talent.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's pretty dope. Like, it kept my attention. I just heard something that he let me hear, and it was actually like, it sounded like something I would listen to as well. You know what I mean? Like, catered for ladies.
Yeah, I hope it's something that people would buy.
Yeah.
Most important, you know, totally most importantly, like, we try to spin, what drives me is him and him. And what drives them is probably me and others. We get most of our inspiration and our juices and our electricity from each other. We still live in that state of, well, let me hear what you got. Well, let me hear what you got.
Right.
Well, let's see who get on the track. We still live in that. So the outsiders, like, that's practice to us.
Right.
Okay, so let's do it. So we still have situations where, you know, it's to the point now to where, you know, I've turned around and started drafting my beats to others in my crew.
I was gonna ask if you sell beats outside of,
Yeah, we all do.
because, you know, we know a lot of artists that's always looking for genuine, you know, beats, like really good, thick, you know.
Music.
Yeah, music. And I know a lot of lyricists, because I was told by another rapper that there is a difference between a lyricist and a rapper. And I didn't understand that, but do you have an opinion on a lyricist and a rapper?
I do.
Y'all took an answer.
Yeah, I'll definitely answer that one. Rappers are looking for whatever lane they can fit in order to emulate or become almost like a, LeBron Johnson would laugh right now, like a master of mimicry, right?
Yeah.
So whatever's hot right now, the rapper is just gonna try and fit in that lane and emulate that in order to find success.
Right.
A lyricist is someone who's always challenging himself to improve his craft and make sure that he's furthering the art form to the point to where other lyricists and people who call themselves lyricists or hip-hop artists are then in awe of the things that they do. And that's why I wear a heavy crown of lyricism, you know what I'm saying? Because every time I put the pen to pad, I'm challenging myself, I'm challenging the world, and it's me against every other MC, even if I'm just sitting there by myself.
Right.
And let me add on that, also, you know, anybody can put words,
That rhyme.
But, you know, as a lyricist, you know, say it has to make sense, you know.
Good point.
That's the key thing, you know, because, like I said, we all can put words together.
Yeah.
But doesn't mean it.
I feel you. So what's your favorite part about being a part of CoOp? I mean, all these years, like, y'all got a lot of history.
Yeah, we got a lot of history. I would say the best part is really this right here. Like, you see the camaraderie and just like the jokes and being able to be with a crew who can take the jokes for one.
Yo,
you know what I'm saying? And continue to challenge each other.
I'll sum it up like this. Here's a shameless plug. Mr. Matthews, the Black Jewel, coming to you sometime this year with an album called I Barely Like You.
Yeah. You know what I mean? It's like
Come
the
to you.
brotherhood, the family part of it, and that's what's kept us connected all this time with the music as the glue. But yeah, the best part of being in CoOp is just being with these guys and continuing to challenge ourselves and raise the bar for the
Funny you would ask that question, because I want to say maybe 2.5 years ago, we weren't really active, shall I say, as a whole. We weren't active as a whole. But once we decided to become active as a whole, I could say there has been more laughter than lyrics written. Just from me being back in the bass, being back sitting in front of doing
homies,
the homies,
sessions.
it's and we're doing at an all-time rate, an all-time high, at an all-time performance level for us. So, like I said, we have an album starting, that's already out, one of them, every month for the rest of the year. There'll be a new album, there'll be a new artist every month for the rest of the year.
I thought Colors was tripping when he said that.
No.
I was like, you serious?
Yeah,
they're already done and ready.
Yeah, they're already done. Yeah, we're not recording them right now.
Yeah.
Newsflash, we are not recording these albums.
Yeah.
The stuff that we're recording today, whenever this come out, probably sometime in February, will be for almost next year that we're currently
Coming around
recording.
to February 2023.
There's going to probably be about, each album has about 8 songs on it, so I think 80, 90 songs different. I mean, we still got maybe almost 20, 25 videos we're putting out this year, so yeah, we're working.
And coming out the gate with the Beat Hoarders, the first album is pretty much a collaboration with these two producers dominating the music. You know what I mean? So everybody that's in the co-op is represented on the album, and then we just go down the line from there.
Solo, Beat Hoarders 2, solo. It's already pretty much mapped out. We just gotta portray it. We're gonna be popping up in the city doing stuff called pop-up tours. So we're just gonna show up and just rock.
Ooh, I like that.
Maybe a band, may not be. Maybe a DJ.
Add some
And
instruments,
we
DJ.
may not. We're just gonna
Right.
be in and out. You missed it.
Spot.
I feel you. I love it.
You missed it.
That's a good marketing. Speaking of marketing, who's in charge of the marketing of the group? Like, how do you get your stuff out there? Besides, stuff that I've recently seen you do, but that's because you
Us?
entered into my, media
Yeah.
circle.
Yeah, Mr. Matthews. I mean, that's how we ended up in your circles, because he's doing all the work. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? He's putting it in, he's reaching out. Like you said, we've been on hiatus for a minute.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We was doing things, every couple individuals was doing their own thing. But for us to come back together as a fam now, we was like, we need to go ahead and get a plan together.
Right.
And so he's headlining that plan and making sure that it comes to fruition.
Good. So, how old are you guys?
Ooh, you wanna know?
Because I'm all
I'll tell you how old I am.
about,
Exactly how old I am.
I know how I'm about progression, and there's a lot of young artists that's going to see this.
I don't even
And they
open the
have,
microphone till I'm motherfucking 60. So
That's it.
I will be 48 in May.
love it,
Word.
love it.
Yeah.
Come see me.
I forget how old I am. I think
He does. This is a true story.
Yeah.
This is a
Word.
true story.
I was
Yeah, so
32.
much.
Listen,
I was born in 76.
nice, love it. So you're not
So
that-
I'm 44.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm 44.
I am 41, but I'll be 42.
Yeah.
Got you. Now,
We call it old man music.
I've seen a lot of good talent. I mean, I've interviewed hundreds of people here in Charleston through Those Who Watch Radio and other outlets like that.
Right.
So, and I would see them got something, and I'm talking like real talent, and they would just drop off the face of the earth. How? And I understand you just said that y'all took a little hiatus, but look how long y'all been doing what you're doing successfully. What advice can you give to the younger artists out there that do not know how to handle life and work, your actual career, the music? Because some people fail because they have to pay, they have to take care of family or, things like that. But y'all are grinding. Y'all didn't stop.
Here's the thing. First of all, you have to have love and passion. If you don't have the love and passion, then you won't be able to
Sustain.
Right. Basically,
Yeah.
at that point. I mean, because here's the thing. I gotta love music, whether they do or not, for me to keep going, more or less. I mean, we took shall I say, a great hiatus individually. I went and played with the New Image Band. I was with them for 15 years. I mean, other people went and did other things, either going to do other shows with other people, making other groups and factions in other areas. So the thing about it is, we still did music. We love the music whether each other love it or not.
Yeah.
That's
Exactly.
what it really is. If you don't, then
Because even during the hiatus, we had different periods where, hey, I need you on this track. They come through, and it's like riding a bicycle for me. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter how long it's been, but it wasn't that long. And then when he was like, hey, I got this idea, you know what I'm saying? Oh, so it's kind of go to work.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So,
Project
you know what I'm saying?
time,
And it's fine but going back to your point, speaking about the younger artists, as long as they have the love for it, when life happens, you're going to handle your own situations. You're going to handle your own business. First off, if you're not handling your own business, you're not going to be able to make it nowhere anyway. You know what I'm saying? So taking care of your basic needs as far as making sure you got a place to stay and making sure you got something to eat, because you can't rap if you're hungry. You can't rap if you ain't got nowhere to stay.
And even if you do, all your stories are going to be about that.
Yeah.
Exactly. You're stuck in, you know what I'm saying, in mediocrity at that point.
Right.
So for them, I would just say, just continue to grind. You know what I'm saying? My son rapping now. Shout out to Next Time. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, he's working on his masters at the University of Louisiana.
You know
used to.
I did a flyer for him.
You know Next Time.
Absolutely.
Yeah. That's my son. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So at the same time, while we raising kids, while we holding down households, that don't mean we still can't bust niggas' heads when it comes to the bike and when a hot beat come on, I can't slay a nigga.
Fact.
You know? So I don't see no conflict in that at all. But you know, as you're coming up though, you are probably more able to take sacrifices that say like a 45-year-old man who's married with 4 kids, you know what I'm saying, may not be able to make. Don't be scared to make those sacrifices.
Right.
Is one thing I would say as well, but still continue to handle your business.
Right.
You know.
Now, a lot of artists, well, not a lot of artists, but you see a lot of artists using their platforms to speak about injustices and politics. Have you ever used your music to speak out on something that?
Let me ask a question. Let me ask a question. Wait till March.
Okay.
Wait till March.
Gotcha.
March 3rd, be at that.
To answer your question is, yeah. I mean, and
March 3rd.
to be honest, I'm a person that feels strongly about that kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? And making sure that the least you can do is speak up and say some shit.
Right.
That is the absolute least. I try to do some of the work, like going to the homeless shelters or feeding the homeless and showing up at demonstrations and things like that to make sure you're showing support. But the least you can do if you have a microphone in your hand is say something. You know what I mean? So I ain't even trying to take props or nothing on that for doing that, because to me that's the bare minimum.
Right.
Yeah. But yeah, there's a lot out there, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of opportunity for us as artists to really make sure that people coming up understand that this shit ain't new. You know what I'm saying? The shit that's going on, our grandfathers and great-grandfathers and great-grandmothers was going through the same shit in a lot higher level. You know what I'm saying? So we have more tools at our disposal now than our grandfathers, great-grandfathers had. So we need to make sure we're utilizing
Yeah, I was about to say, utilize
Yep.
what we have. I think we're doing a good job with that so far. I think these next year for the co-op, I think we're in a position where we have nothing to lose. We have absolutely nothing to lose. Rap is not feeding me. So I said something in the rhyme. I said that, you know, I'm here because I want to be, not because I have to be. It's such a refreshing feeling for me right now, you know, because when you're younger, you're thinking, I don't want to do this, I gotta rap. You kind of you want to set your life up to be an MC when you're younger, so you take different chances and you spend, I'm older now, so I'm like, let's still fuck you up. Word. We can go right now, and what better opportunity, since we have the time and the money right now, to do that? Why not? Why not give it that? Let's see what's really good.
Yeah, I feel you. Well, listen, one thing I just wanted to ask, and we'll start doing the promotions. I want y'all to let everybody know where to find y'all. I'm pretty sure he's gonna have it up there anyway, but I'm always interested in the inside, of the creative process. What is each of yours creative process?
Pass that big thing. We've been dominating the mic. Let's hear Dominiqu's creative process and how he get down in that garage.
Well, as far as me, I just get into a little zone, to where I just play the beat and it just on repeat, constantly playing, and then there are times that I just write something, or there are times that I just go in and I just really go in, right off the top.
Yeah.
So that's me. Takes me a little minute when I'm writing, but I'm going off the top. It's not that.
Oh, so you're good freestyle?
No, not at all. But when I get in that zone,
It just happens.
it just happens.
Gotcha.
Great work. Get the brass. Great political way to answer that question. So, could you repeat the question?
I just wanted to know what
What's
your
your creative
creative process was, like when you're
What
coming
is-
up with something.
Well, see, for me, it's a little bit different because I could be doing several different things. I could be writing a rhyme, I could be making a video,
Yeah.
I could be making a beat. So, all three of those creative processes are different for me. So, I'll start with the rhyme, the original. 9 times out of 10 for me, it probably starts with a word. Probably my whole rhyme starts with a word. Something that came across my head, and I'm like, I'll go with that. I'll write it down, whatever the case may be. The older I've gotten, the better I've gotten with just the thought process of say what you feel, just say it exactly how you want to.
Gotcha.
Might as well. Just say it. Just make sure just say it.
Yeah.
Figure it out as you go and just be you. Beat wise, a little bit different because beat wise, it depends on my emotion of the day, more or less. What I'm got
And
going
if
on.
you have to make a beat for a particular person.
That I was going to get there. I was going to get there. That is something that I could do. So when it's a beat, it's more or less an emotional feeling for me.
Yeah.
That's how it normally works. I mean, and you can tell. If I'm sitting there and I got one of them in there, you can tell if I'm playing a certain amount of track, like, oh, that's what he was feeling. I can hear it in the music.
Yeah.
As far as video-wise, that's more or less, I can probably see the video when we're recording the song, more or less, depending on what the MC is saying.
Yeah.
9 times out of 10. Now, to get to his point is, I call myself a tailor. And when I say tailor, I mean tailor to the MC that I dress.
Yeah.
So I kind of know what kind of tie he like, what kind of shoes he like, and I know what fits him style-wise. Something they don't like when I challenge him and change the color of the tie or make him put on the jacket. They don't necessarily like that, but it still look good on him. So I think I've mastered that with the MCs that I deal with, my circle. I think I've mastered that with each and every individual one of them to know, well, I'm doing this for him. Or if I'm in the emotion of a beat, I could say, ooh, this sounds like something so-and-so would be on. And I know for him, drop a little more bass on it, add a little more kick. I can play a couple more horns to somebody else. Maybe this one may need a little piano. This guy like a little song, so I can start tailoring to a certain extent. They don't know none of that, but that's something that I know, if necessarily I need to do, I do. And then there's those tracks that's just good. I call them the easiest beats to make. The easiest beats to make is the one that took you 10 minutes and it's the hottest shit on the planet.
Really?
Yeah.
And everyone in the crew want that one
Yeah.
beat.
The easiest beat, the hottest beats don't take you long to make. Never does. In my history, it never does. It just went.
Just
Yeah.
came
It
together.
just went, and it's like, you know what? Less is more. Let me slide to that. Let me go ahead and get on to that. I shove that shit in a minute. Oh, it's hot. No,
Right.
turn it off. As we say, put it in the vault.
Yeah, but in the vote.
Put it in the vault later on, and then I move on to whatever. And then there's beats that he like, and he won't get on. But after he get on it, they're like, oh, I see what you were trying to bring out of that track.
Right.
And it happens all the time. So I think our tree is so strong with that. That's my creative process, the long way to answer the question.
That was great.
creative process.
That was great.
Yeah, for me, it's a couple different processes, right? Like, I'm to the point now where I know who I am as an MC, so it's not a whole lot of experimentation that's going on. You know what I mean? Sometimes the music will bring out me wanting to try a different flow or something, but as far as like writing rhymes, I just really just kind of, there's a couple things, like I like bars and I like punchlines, so when I think of something, I'm automatically going to just put it in my phone so I don't forget it. And then when it comes to actually like writing the song and being with the music, it's really just trying to, I guess the best way is like trying to surf on that bitch, you know what I'm saying? It's like trying to find that one groove that's just gonna let me just ride on that motherfucker, you know what I'm saying, until it just fades off to the beach, you know what I'm saying? And so that's part of it, but it really comes when I'm just challenging myself to continue to be more lyrical and say crazier shit and more dope shit than I'd said in the bar before. You know what I'm saying? So by the time the end of the song came, like, I try to make songs that you ain't ready to, you're not trying to be finished hearing that song when the first verse is done. The DJ may cut the song off, but you know that second verse is coming, and you pissed when he turned that bitch off. You know what I'm saying? Because you know the second verse was coming with some fire. He's not playing my shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we about to wrap it up. Let everybody know where to find you, how to book you, services, all of that.
It's the promo.
You can book us at my phone number personally. Call me 843-475-6009.
Say it again one more time for the people.
843-475-6009. Also, you can reach us at Goose Creek Sangaree, Facebook.com, United Artists, BeatHoarders.com. Same thing for the gram. CoOp. I'll let your boys, boy.
What's the fan page?
CoOp.
Yeah.
The co-op. It don't change. Ooh, y'all
Yes, for you younger artists out there,
Adios,
it's good to have everything the same across all
Yeah,
platforms.
man. Try to have consistency.
We like that.
Facebook got some
Especially
crazy rules.
me and Eric that do stuff
It makes
for you
sense.
guys.
It makes sense.
CoOp.
CO
Get used to saying it.
The co-op,
Yes, well,
baby.
thank you so much for being a part of this first episode
Oh, yeah,
of
that's
Mr. Fly
good.
Productions. Shout outs to Colors the Network, man, for the reference. Yeah, shit.
Yeah.
And we will see you next time. Thank you, fellas. I appreciate you rocking out.
All right.
May 3rd, King Napoli.
3-3.